Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel, where we explore the teachings of C.S. Lewis in his book, Mere Christianity. Today, we're diving into Chapter 9 of Part 3, which is all about charity. Did you know that according to a recent survey, over 60% of Americans donate to charity? That's a lot of people practicing one of the virtues that Lewis describes in this chapter. So, what does Lewis have to say about charity? Well, he starts by defining it as the love of God and the love of others, and emphasizes that it's not just about giving money or possessions, but also about how we treat people in our daily lives. He uses the example of the Good Samaritan to illustrate this point, showing that true charity requires us to go out of our way to help others, even if it's inconvenient or uncomfortable for us. Lewis also argues that charity is a virtue that we can cultivate in ourselves, and that it's essential for our spiritual growth. He points out that we can't truly love God if we don't love our fellow human beings, and that practicing charity helps us overcome our own selfishness and pride. One of the most inspiring parts of this chapter is when Lewis talks about the transformation that charity can bring about in a person's life. He writes, "The more we get what we now call ourselves out of the way and let Him take us over, the more truly ourselves we become." p. 140. This means that when we practice charity, we're not only helping others, but also becoming better versions of ourselves in the process. Now, let's take a look at some quotes from this chapter that really drive home Lewis' points. The Christian is to aim at becoming good, not even a good man, but a good son of God. Page 143. Do not waste time bothering whether you love your neighbor. Act as if you did. As soon as we do this, we find one of the great secrets. When you are behaving as if you loved someone, you will presently come to love him. Page 147. True humility is not thinking less of yourself. It is thinking of yourself less. Page 148. The more we get what we now call ourselves out of the way and let Him take us over, the more truly ourselves we become. Page 140. These quotes remind us that charity is not just about giving to others, but also about becoming better people ourselves. It's about embodying the love of God and showing that love to others, even if it means sacrificing our own comfort or desires. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with two reflective questions based on this chapter. Question 1. How can you cultivate charity in your own life? Pause the video and think about it. Personally, I would say one way to cultivate charity is to practice acts of kindness and generosity on a regular basis. This could mean volunteering at a local charity, donating to a cause you care about, or simply being kind to the people around you. Another important aspect of cultivating charity is to recognize the value and dignity of every human being, regardless of their background or circumstances. Question 2. Why is charity so important for our spiritual growth? Pause the video and think about it. Charity is important for our spiritual growth because it helps us to love God and love our neighbor as ourselves, which are two of the greatest commandments in Christianity. When we practice charity, we're also practicing humility, selflessness, and generosity, all of which are essential virtues for a Christian to embody. Finally, charity helps us to break free from our own selfishness and pride, and become more like Christ. And that's all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more inspiring and informative content. We'll see you in the next video, where we'll explore the final chapter of Part 3, Hope. Until then, keep cultivating charity in your own life, and remember that every act of kindness, no matter how small, can make a difference in someone else's life.